I loved Palworld.
Come with me if you want to live.
I loved Palworld.
No time for time travel.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the No Time for Time Travel podcast. This is the second recording of the year because the first one I did with Lamb. You were not aware of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So on today's episode, well, before that, we're the podcast for nerds by nerds. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Palworld, which everybody is talking about and playing, except I'm not playing it. But a lot of people are playing it, and Quoc is too. So I thought it would be cool to kind of just talk about Palworld and kind of perspectives from two different sides of things, where you played it and I don't.
Oh no, I haven't played it yet. I've only seen lots and lots of videos.
Okay, well let's take it back then. Perspective of people who have not played it. I thought you played it, no? Because I thought you were asking me about if I play it.
Yeah, I asked you about it, but I haven't played it myself. I'm thinking about joining, but I haven't.
Yeah, I looked on Steam, and let me see. My Steam is all messed up. I can't. My Steam app's all messed up. Palworld right now, as of me looking on Steam right now, is like $26.99.
Yeah.
It has like 5 million sales already, so it's like pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but I guess for the listeners who don't know what Palworld is, can you kind of give a little bit of like a brief summary of it?
Yeah, it's a open world survivor game, kind of that's a mix of Pokemon with guns. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Pokemon and guns.
It's funny because that's what I think the developer said that, right? Pokemon with guns, or was it just other people saying it? I don't even know.
I feel like it's other people. I don't know if they're able to openly say it's Pokemon with guns because it's
that's true.
of legal issues with Nintendo.
Yeah. So it's interesting because the developers, I think like around the time it was released or right before it was released, they said that they promised they're not a scam. And it was like, it just seemed funny because it was like, oh, we promise we're not like that company that made that game the day before. We're real. We're real, guys. Please, we're real.
It's a real game.
Yeah. And it got released. And it's funny, right? Because you said it's open world survival, which is what day before was supposed to be as well. So, yeah, with like RPG elements. So it's like they're trying to distance themselves when they didn't really have to, but it's more of like, I don't know if it was just like them saying that just to be like funny, or I have no idea, but I thought it was funny. So, yeah. Do you know a lot of people playing it?
A few, yeah. You went with Non, right? Non's playing it.
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 other people are from different parts of the globe. They're playing it and then I'm on the fence about it just because I know I'll get into it and I'll really like it. And then I just don't know if I'll have enough time to play it. But it's also more like these type of games are more fun when you're playing with friends versus like if you're just playing as a single player. Like you single player, it's still pretty fun, but it gets to a point where it just becomes really boring for me. So after a certain point of just unlocking everything, it's more about interaction with friends afterwards.
Is it like open world where everybody is in the same world, or like there are different servers, or how does it work? Do you know?
Yeah, so it's a bit of both. It's kind of like everybody's in the same world if they're on the same server. So essentially, you start out as you can. I think it's like old school server where one person can host if you want to do multiplayer, and then your friends join into that one, and then you just play. Or 2, you could there's a public server where anybody can just join and just play in there, and you play with a bunch of random people. And then there's the private one where you can just buy or you can rent out per month sort of thing. And you just rent out a server, you pay like $10 or something that each month, and you and your friends can just join that server specifically and just play it. That's how it is normally. If let's say you're playing single player and then you want to join your friends thing, you're going to be losing out on your character that you currently have is going to have to regress, go back or reset once you join the new server. So each new server is a world, essentially. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I'm watching the trailer of it. It gives me some Fortnite vibes.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's really weird about it is that I know Palworld is not Pokemon, right? But
Hmm.
they all look like Pokemon. Like
Yes.
they really do. Like
Yeah.
holy crap! Like there's a one that was in the water that like was like it looked just like a Gyarados. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yes.
And there's like a fox that shoots fire that just looks like an EV evolved with a firestone or whatever that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. 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 I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Yep.
like, how did they? I mean, not that they're getting away with it because there was a recent tweet this morning about like how Nintendo said they are aware of Power World, but they cannot comment on the case, and
Yeah.
and Pokemon Company is actually just not commenting at all. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And you showed me like yesterday, Tony. Like, there's already modders for the
yeah,
game,
yeah.
and they made it pretty much exactly Pokemon. And Nintendo was not happy with it because it's down now.
Oh, it's down now. Oh,
Uh, yeah, or at least like he put a post about it yesterday, and then Nintendo I think contacted them, so now like it was taken down.
hmm
But I don't know if he's still gonna follow through with it because I think yesterday it was just more like, "Hey, I'm gonna post this and just show you like what I've done so far."
hmm
And then Nintendo saw it as like, "Oh no, you don't."
yeah. I'm looking at the trailer and there's like some of these like they're instead of Pokemon they're called Power, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
one of them looks just like what's that? Totoro? He looks like a yellow Totoro
yeah.
holding a machine gun.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I know what you
I
mean.
was like, what the heck?
Yeah,
So I don't know. I think like the designs are pretty cool in that they kind of look like Pokemon. I mean they
hmm
look like Pokemon,
yeah.
but a little bit more on the edgy side.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
from what I've seen so far, it's really ridiculous, and I'm all for it.
yeah. There's like this evil looking character that totally is like an analogous to Team Rocket.
Oh yeah, yeah. So apparently, I asked my friend about it, who plays, and then he's like, so there's like a few different groups or syndicate. There's one that's like a syndicate group that's pretty much Team Rocket, where they try to capture the Pokemon.
hmm
But then there's also like a group that try to freeze the Pokemon, which is like PETA.
Oh, what the?
So essentially, because you in the game you can use your like a lot of like survival games, you can have like companions and stuff, and then you craft buildings and whatnot, mine minerals, that sort of thing. This one you can have your pals do that for you, so kind of
hmm
like a minion in a way, and have them work for you. And then that's why like, PETA comes and just say like, don't overwork your animals, don't use them for
Labor.
such labor. Exactly.
This is really interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, it's yeah, I saw a lot of stuff and it's really insane. I think was it you who sent me one earlier about, or did I send it to you about how ridiculous that you can capture like people?
Oh, I did. I'm not aware of that. I did not know you could do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me send you a thing really quick.
I see like another scene where like they're just cooking a chicken pow inside a pot, and I'm like, that's a little creepy or disturbing.
Yeah, yeah. That's like that's the one thing that my friend is kind of put off from that, of the idea that you can use them as a resource for like, I don't know, food or whatnot.
Uh
But
huh.
it's funny because they have a censored version, so it has like a mosaic screen, so you can't see what they're doing. It's
hmm
just like all blocked out.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
yeah,
I just watched the video you sent,
yeah,
and it's weird that you can just throw it on a human.
yeah.
Huh.
I mean, we asked. I think that question has been asked like in Pokemon, right? Like, what happens
hmm
if you throw it at like a trainer, and then just
hmm
like some memes of like comics version, or like just like satire videos done for it. But now there's a game that actually does it.
What? And you can butcher pals.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that to make them
censored.
into food?
Yeah, essentially,
Oh my
it's like, oh,
gosh!
I'm hungry now. Cannibalism.
It's like, oh, hey, pal, you're no longer my pal.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's so weird. And then like the gear on your character, when I'm looking at it, it kind of reminds me of Horizon Zero Dawn or like Final Fantasy for some of those like character designs,
Oh
right?
yeah,
When
yeah.
you
Uh-huh. Hmm.
so then sometimes I'm watching some videos of Palworld and it's like, is this a new Final Fantasy game? Because it looks like they're riding on a chocobo,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so weird. Or like sometimes it feels like Breath of the Wild as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's very Breath of the Wild. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So it seems cool, but I don't know. I don't know how. Okay, so they are in early access and they already have 5 million like sales.
yeah.
What do you think? Is Nintendo going to be able to take them down?
I, I mean, can they take them down? Yes, Nintendo is pretty huge, but I mean, it's a matter of like how much is plagiarized. Because like
Yeah.
right now, it's like, oh yeah, the concept is similar. The design is questionable.
Hmm.
Um, I think what my friend told me, I don't know if it's true or not, or if it's for this game or the mod, but it says that they actually use like the some of like the game asset from Pokemon as well. So I don't know if they actually if that's true or if that's not, because there's also news of like there's a Q&A or yeah, there's a QA where they asked like what like the developer said like the budget they had for this game was 10,000, and I was like, man, so 10,000 to make the game, uh, and they sold like you said 5 million already,
Hmm.
5 million, and each game costs roughly like $30 or 25, $30, something over there. So they already made $150 million
Hmm.
while they spent only 10,000. They
Yep.
that I'm like, yeah, just that listeners, just let that sink in for a bit. Like the amount they spend didn't even hit 1,000 or 1 million. It's like 1/10 of a million.
Yeah. So in terms of percentage, this is 15,000% profit right there.
Yes,
Not profit, net profit. No, sorry,
net
gross profit.
profit.
Gross,
Yeah, yeah,
not net. Um,
yeah, and that's
that's
insane.
crazy. Yeah, it kind of reminds me when they made that Paranormal Activity movie on like a budget of like
I
very
was
little.
thinking that too. It's just like yeah,
Uh,
it's essentially the paranormal activities with games.
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous because I was talking to my friend earlier, and it's kind of like he doesn't know. He's a bit conflicted because he doesn't know if this is like a inspirational or like a stupid thing, uh, game dev thing, because the game developers, they had like no idea what to do. They just want to make a game. They just went out about and just fiddled around and did stuff, outsourced some stuff, and just got it done. And they just made a game that was like using like the niche of the market of a popular game, right? And then at the same time, it's just questionable because it makes like a lot of game developers just like, man, I've been working in industry for so long. Like they know the background, they know like the ins and out of making a good game and whatnot, right? But then like the game either flops because of executive decisions or something happened. It's just like it's very conflicting for some people, but at the same time, it's kind of nice to hear. Like I don't know, like small indie team that don't know what to do, just target a certain audience and just make it. And it's fun to just see the
Yeah.
result.
Yeah, I'm looking up the company. They're called Pocket Pair, and I don't see any other games that they worked on. So it's interesting. Or any
Yeah.
other big games. And you know what's funny? Pocket Pair kind of reminds me of Pocket Monsters, which is Pokemon, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what it came from, right? Pokemon is like pocket monsters.
Yeah, Pokemon is literally Pocket
Yeah,
Monsters.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
important. Yeah. So that's why I was like, what? um, I'm reading an article from Kotaku, and it says that the CEO said he has no intention of infringing on any Pokemon like Nintendo stuff, and he's not worried about any lawsuit. So I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, they say yeah. He even said that the game is not even like Pokemon. It's more like Ark, the survival game.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess so. It does make sense because it's a survival game. It's not a Pokemon catch, level up, whatever thing, or gym trainer
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. The only similarities is the design of the characters. It's just how wacky it is, and just in similar style of how wacky Pokemon is.
Yeah, and I guess if you say that, then if you could think about like why didn't what then okay, so Nintendo doesn't really have a strong ground to stand on for this. It's just design wise because if they did have a strong ground on using design as a reason to sue someone that's
Hmm.
inspired, I would have thought Genshin Impact would be dead, right? Because Genshin Impact, I thought Genshin Impact was released after Breath of the Wild, but
It
maybe it's
is, yeah.
before. I don't. Okay, so Genshin Impact, when I first saw that, I'm like, this is Breath of the Wild.
Yep,
But it's still around. So,
yep, yep,
interesting.
yep. I mean, like a lot of the games now, like they like when you look at the map for the game, it's like everything's inspired. Like as a musician too, totally. Like like not a lot of music, even when you think like it's original, it's not. It's probably
Oh
you're probably
gosh,
you send
yeah,
me. There's a lot of time like you send me stuff like, hey, listen to this, and
hmm
then it's like, wait, isn't this song? I was like, oh yeah,
yeah. I actually just encountered 3 Taylor Swift songs yesterday that sounded like other songs. Like
yeah.
literally yesterday, because we got a new record player and we had these records of Taylor Swift. We found at Goodwill, and then we got a record player and we started playing it. And some of the songs I heard for the very first time, and I was like,
Hmm.
wait a minute, this sounds like this other song.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's very questionable. Like unless they literally took Pikachu and have it in the game, that is very much copyright infringement. But right now it's like a very teetering line.
yeah, because it's still different.
Yeah,
If there's an intention for it to be the same, then that's different. But if there's a clear, like you can say that this was inspired and not intentionally trying to infringe, then there could be an argument like for that side. So
yeah.
it's yeah, and then if it's a parody, I think parodies are protected.
Are they?
Parody, yeah, if it's like actually intended to be a parody, then those are not like copyright infringement because it's
Oh,
parodying it. But
oh,
this one's not parodying it, but then it's not even the same. It's just similar. Like if anything, I would think Studio Ghibli has a better stance of suing them for that Totoro looking character because
oh.
that looks like just a yellow Totoro.
It's yellow.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
Pikachu
It's
Totoro.
yeah, but I know what you're saying though. But I mean, it's very questionable. But I don't know. I personally, I feel like if Pokemon, I'm sorry, if Nintendo sees this or the Pokemon company sees this and just like this is very cool, we will just cooperate with you and reach out to them and do like a collab or something, get actual Pokemons in there. That's
Hmm
free money for them.
hmm
And
Or do what Disney does, just rip it off.
yeah,
Like
so
what's it called? Disney Speedstorm is doing pretty decently,
with
and it's
Speedstorm.
it's just Mario Kart with Disney
Oh,
characters.
oh,
It's a free to play Mario Kart with Disney characters.
yeah.
Yeah.
And,
So
and I think like the thing is, if Pokemon had done this, like this type of game, they would have sold out so easily. Like they would make so much money, but they didn't. And it came to like a fan base thing, I think, where it just the people that just want to play it made it because the original people didn't have it or didn't do
yeah.
it. I mean, yeah,
Well, the thing is, the Pokemon company would never have done this because this is not Pokemon. It's a survival game, and they have guns, so it's not
yeah,
gonna.
yeah,
This
yeah.
wouldn't have happened, right?
But I mean, if they made Pokemon into an open world RPG, kind of like Genshin Impact or like Breath of the Wild, they would easily make so much money. It would totally be like a huge hit. I would feel like because people would play those type of games. But because I think there was a time where there was a Pokemon RPG around made by a fan, but it might have been canceled because of Nintendo getting whiff of it.
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, I wonder if Nintendo is thinking about doing that now because they see that there's that demand. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, like I hope they take it as a positive and doesn't take it as. I mean, it is kind of a threat now because they already released the game. But I hope like they kind of capitalize and choose to collaborate with these developers instead and build it into something more rather than just say like, no, there can only be one portable monster game.
Well, I think the issue is, remember I told you before, Nintendo doesn't really have anything but their IP because they're like that's their main bread and butter. So
Yeah,
they protect it as much as possible.
yeah.
Yeah. But they have loosened up because they did have Mario guests in other games. They had like crossovers like Mario and Rabbids, and they
Oh
had
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
mobile games that
Oh yeah,
it's like, and then they obviously made the movie with Illumination. So I think they're loosening up.
yeah.
So like they're doing a Zelda movie. Like come on, like
It's
so
true.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I keep looking at the trailer and the
Oh,
images of like these sheep-looking Pokemon. Sorry, not Pokemon, pals, and they're holding machine guns.
yeah. It's kind of cool because I saw one clip where, let's say, like a Vulpix, you can unlock certain things where you use Vulpix as a flamethrower instead. It's like you will pick it up and use the Vulpix. I don't know the actual name. I'm just giving a reference so people, so listeners might know.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because that's how much like Pokemon it is. Is
Yeah,
that we can reference real Pokemon
yeah.
as
It's a red box creature. That's it. You know, it's
yeah,
not Vulpix.
yeah. The screenshots, man, they look so much like. If you took this and you just like named it, you know what would be a great game? If you took an image of a POW and a Pokemon and just ask you if is this a POW or a Pokemon,
It's
and
true.
yeah, it would be like so good.
Yeah, it
Like,
would be kind of hard to do. Like the early Pokemons, like you could tell, but like
mm,
the after a few generations, I haven't been up to date, so I have no idea if that's a thing. So for sure, it will be a good game.
yeah, because I'm looking at an image of this like POW that's like a yellow cat creature with an emerald on its forehead, and it just looks like a possible EV evolution. Like I would believe that it might be a new evolution from the newer Pokemon of Eevee.
Yeah,
I would totally believe it if that
yeah,
was the case. Yeah. It's interesting. This is only in early access, so there's still time for it to be shut down.
yeah, yeah. So I'm kind of curious about it too, because the one thing that I asked my friend earlier was like, oh, how does Steam refund work? You know, let's say like we people bought the game and then there's like a lawsuit with Nintendo, and then they would have to shut down the game. So that means they would have to issue refunds, right?
No, they don't have to. Because I
Oh,
bought a Stargate game,
mm-hmm.
the Stargate Resistance, and then
Mm-hmm.
the server shut down 3 months later, and then it's still in my Steam profile. It just says servers no longer work, and it's an online only game.
So you can't
And
really play it. You have a dead game.
I have a dead game, yeah, but I already paid for it. And I don't get a refund.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think they do make some exceptions out there if it's a big enough game, but I don't
yeah.
remember like that
I,
one Marvel game. I can't remember which one it was.
Marvel Snap.
No, it was like a almost like an open world, but it was like a kiddie looking one. Like they are chibi style.
Oh, I
Uh,
don't remember that one.
I think I have it in my library too. Let me see. Where's my library? I don't know how to get to my library. Oh, here it is. Let's see. I have too many games in here. I can't find it. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. But it was like some kind of Marvel game, and the characters were like kid like chibi style artwork.
Okay.
3D, and the server shut down. It's not on my list. What the heck? Let me see. Marvel. Did they remove it like completely? They might have removed it completely because I don't have it anymore in my library.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's weird at all. Anyway,
But
uh,
yeah, I think that's the only thing that's making me like question it a bit. Just like, oh man, what if I get it and then it shuts down right away? And it's like, oh, I'll have a dead game.
like would they refund 150 mil? That's a lot of money to refund.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Let me ask what my friend. Let me see what my friend wrote. He said like seconds.
This is so tempting, man, because it's only like 26.99,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
in my Steam wallet, I have $25.30.
perfect. Just
Like from
donate a
a
dollar.
yeah, it was like from a previous like credit. So I'm like,
Yeah,
so tempting. I think I would not get it unless it's playable on the Steam Deck. So I have to see how it does on the Steam Deck.
yeah. I mean, this. I think this is definitely the game that you would play with friends. You definitely don't want to play this in front of your kids because it could be a bit dark for them.
Yeah, and Steam Deck away from the kid.
Okay, so let me see. My friend says when I asked them like, will people get refunds or get their money back? He said like most likely, the publishers will put like the refund as the debt of the developers. So players will get the money back, and the dev would owe money and bankrupt.
Hmm.
But it's a rare case. Refund is usually on a low percentage of copies sold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the money they made usually covers it. So kind of true in a way.
Mm-hmm.
They have made a lot,
Yeah.
but that's 150 million though refunded.
I, I'm just looking on Palworld's like listing on Steam. What one thing in here is like building structures. Want to build a pyramid? Put an army of pals on the job. Don't worry, there are no labor laws for pals.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah, but they don't tell you about the Peter group in pals.
You know what's funny? I saw like there was options for you to set the pals. Like you could have like the normal standard thing, and then you have like working hard, and then you have like the super overwork, as in like Japanese style sort of thing. So
Yeah.
you can set like how hard you want your pals to work for you.
Taking a little break here to talk to you guys about Zencaster. And on this podcast, we use Zencaster to record our podcast. What I love about Zencaster is it's a local recording that gets uploaded to the cloud so that each person recording gets their own high quality recording. So by the end of it, I get individual recordings from each person so that I can edit it together pretty easily. You basically go onto Zencaster, create a room, and then everyone joins, and then recording starts and ends just as simple as that. It's also an all-in-one solution, so you can actually host and publish your podcast straight from Zencaster. Go to zencaster.com/pricing and use my code NOTIMEFORTIMETRAVEL, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencaster paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience as I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Yeah, let me read you some more stuff on the listing. The listing makes this game seem a little dark humor-ish, but dark. Yeah. So factories and automation. Letting pals do the work is the key to automation. Build a factory, place a pal in it, and they'll keep working as long as they're fed until they're dead, that is.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Here's another one. Dungeon exploration. With pals on your side, you can tackle even the most dangerous areas. When the time comes, you might have to sacrifice one to save your skin. They'll protect your life, even if it costs their own. Yeah. These are very choice words for their marketing. Yeah. Also, co-op up to 4 players can play together, but a dedicated server can be 32 players.
Yeah. The dedicated server is definitely the way to go. Co-op is definitely more can work too, but dedicated server just allows people to hop on and off whenever they want at their own time.
Mm-hmm. No wonder, because Nan was telling me he's been looking to get a server or rent a server for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was asking me if I had space to like host it on my server, and I'm like, I don't even know what's required for it. So
I don't. From what my friend told me, it might be easy if I didn't know you had a server. I thought you had it for specifically just work stuff.
no, I have a server for media like movies and
Oh, right.
video,
Yeah.
just storing all my like hard drive stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you do have room and you start up a dedicated server, I'll join it totally. I'll get the game and join you.
Except I will never play it. It's just a server right there.
It's just me and probably not. Yeah, but it's one of those games where I find like it's definitely more fun when you play with friends. And you can play single player by yourself, but after a while,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a little bit tedious. And yeah, the beginning stuff is always fun because you're just exploring and trying to do stuff. But once you reach a certain stage of the game, you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. I wish I had people to like boss fight with or something like that.
Yeah, they said PvP is going to be in the future.
Oh yeah, there's that too. But I don't know if people want to do that or not. And
Yeah.
also with trading as well, trading like pals.
There's the other thing too that a while ago the CEO put a tweet out there that kind of implied that he's all for using AI to like create designs in video games.
Yeah.
And it's like people are like, wait a minute. So it's Palworld and AI fed with data from Pokemon.
Pokemon, Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
I mean that I'm not gonna comment anything.
You know, but it's weird because when you look up, I don't know, for me, when I look at Power World, I'm like, that definitely looks like a Nintendo design. It doesn't look like Digimon. It doesn't look like those other similar like fighting Foodons. It
Yes.
does. It looks
Yeah.
like specifically like Pokemon.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So it's like, it just feels like it's straight up like Nintendo. But yeah, I'm reading some reviews on Steam. So what was it? One of the reviews said it's like Pokemon and Ark, but better than both. So
Yeah. Yeah.
let's
Yeah. Because
see.
I played Arc, and this is I would say this is pretty accurate to Arc. Uh, Arc is a survival game with dinosaurs, and you can tame the dinosaurs and use
Mhm.
them as mounts or whatever. But it's quite buggy, and there's a lot of aspects of it. This one is pretty much similar, but with Pokemon aspect of it, which made it better.
Mhm. Yeah. There's a person says, I'm obsessed with this game. I don't care if it uses AI. I don't care about making virtual pets slaves. I don't care what Nintendo thinks. The game is fun and I'm still going to play it. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Some of these reviews are controversial.
In what
Yeah.
way?
Oh, some of them talk about slave trading.
Oh yeah, yeah, that. Okay, that kind of
Yeah.
it's funny because in the game it even says like you could capture like if you try to capture NPC or human, it said like you could put them in the ball, but it's inhumane. They'll tell you it's inhumane. It's like,
Yeah.
well, you can.
Oh, there's a person who wrote a bad review and said their biggest problem is the game stops introducing new things extremely early in, and
It's
most of them.
5 days, 4 days.
I know,
I know.
but
I'm just yeah.
but they also said that they're expecting this game to be abandoned because the company released a previous game called Craftopia, and that was abandoned.
Wait, this is the same one that did Craftopia.
Yeah, it says Pocket Pair made Power World as an asset flip from their previous early access title Craftopia,
Oh, okay.
which at the time of writing is still unfinished.
Yeah.
You do the same in this game, but instead of throwing spheres at animals, you instead throw them at pals. Really? So is Craftopia like that too?
I haven't played, but I know of it. It's essentially just a survival game, open world survival game as well. So a lot of open world survival games, they're pretty similar in some aspect. Yeah, it's just a theme of things, I guess.
Oh,
Same game,
yeah.
different themes.
I'm looking at their previous game, Craftopia, and it looks a lot more like Breath of the Wild in terms of like design.
Hmm.
Actually, it's straight up Breath of the Wild with like hanging from like a gliding thing in the air.
That's like a thing now, Tony. It's just like you're gonna
Yeah, I
have
know.
climbing, you're gonna have stamina bar, you're gonna have the map and
Hmm.
the way that you just fast travel from one point to another. The gliding, of course, different mounts, different interaction. Like definitely, Breath of the Wild kind of paved the way for a lot of games. That's why like Genshin Impact did so well. It's just like an anime version of it.
Yeah, but if you look at the design of Craftopia, it's pretty much the same. Like if you look at the art style.
Oh, you mean how like the what do you call it? Not the title, like the what you call it? Like the main picture thingy.
Oh, I'm looking at screenshots from a lot of the gameplay,
Oh,
and it's really similar.
I'm looking at this one specific one. Hold on, let's pull it up. I'll send it to you.
I'm having random ants crawl on my walls. I don't know where it's
Oh,
coming from. Huh. Oh yeah, yeah. The picture you sent me, that's just like the title screen, which is basically like Breath of the Wild.
yeah.
But if you look at the game screenshots, it's also very similar.
Oh, okay.
It's like a mix of Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn, but more Breath of the Wild.
Mm.
And the animals in that game are more like the ones you see in Breath of the Wild. And there's like enemy creatures that look just like the ones you fight in Breath of the Wild, like kind of like orc
Oh
gremlin.
yeah, I see it. Yeah. Yeah, they're very inspired for sure.
Yeah. So does Pocket Pair just do these things then?
I
They
don't know.
just
2 for 2.
yeah. They have another game that's $5 called AI Art Imposter.
Is that spotting which one is AI generated, which one is not,
Let me see.
or
It's
is
an
that
AI
like
drawing. Yeah, it's an AI drawing party game for 3 to 8 players. You're a progressive artist who commands AI to generate images, and you don't need aesthetic talent to draw good artwork. It only takes 5 minutes to play.
So it sounds like Among Us, but with
No,
artists.
it
Let me
sounds
see.
more like a prompt generator almost.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
oh, but no. You're right because I see one of the screenshots that say you are an imposter. Huh. When you say Among Us, I'm like, oh, this actually says imposter, exactly like Among Us. Wow. Huh. So they are very oh, they have another game called Over Dungeon. Have you heard of that?
no. Over Dungeon. Let's see.
It's a real-time card battle game that combines roguelike, tower defense, and card games. Okay, so Pocket Pair seems to be releasing a lot of games that play on the idea of asset switches and copyright infringement, but not
Yeah,
really, but close enough.
it's teetering that line.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. I mean, coming from the escape room industry, it's pretty common there too, where
Yeah,
like you like use kind of the same idea but not the same,
yeah.
where it's not copyright infringement. Because there's an escape room near me, where like near where I live, and they
Hmm.
have amazing like escape rooms, right? But they all
Hmm.
play on popular IP.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so like one of them is based on Stranger Things. It's called A Strange Thing. We have another one that's based on The Office. It's just called An Office, and their, their new one, which I heard a lot of great reviews for, is based on Home Alone. It's called Home All Alone. So it's it's so good, so close, but so not enough to be copyright.
They just generalized it.
Yeah, yeah. Like
And
in
say,
the
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
the office escape room, right? Where there's like an office escape. The manager's name is Miguel Scott instead of Michael.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's
So
really
good.
good. And again, even if it's a parody, it's protected. Parodies are protected, generally speaking. Yeah. Anyway, what do you think about Power World? Are you going to buy it yet? You still don't know?
I'm pretty tempted. I think like if I could find people to play with and play on like a dedicated server more than just like a random open, more than a public one. Because from what our friend Nanto said, like he did it on like a public one, but then when it gets really crowded, he can't log in because it's the server is full.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you play like with your friends, and if you host one and your friends join, your friend could only join if like you're playing. So if you're like super busy and you want to play, or if like you really want to play right at this certain time because of your schedule, but your friend is busy, then it's like, oh, I can't play. It's like real life. You can't play with each other when you're both busy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you remember Ernie? He also plays too.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
I was expecting him, Nan, and potentially Hung as well, but I don't think Hung's playing.
Yeah, I don't know if Hunk's playing. I know Ernie is playing because it surprised me that he's playing with like kids. He has kids.
Yeah, he's playing with his kids, right? Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah.
not playing with his kids.
Oh,
I'm just saying I'm surprised he can play with
okay.
kids.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
that's
gotcha.
what I'm surprised about.
Yeah. Well, you can too, Tony. Ernie just solved that issue
Only if it
somehow.
works on Steam Deck. Oh, he got a Steam Deck. Maybe that's where he's playing it.
I think that's part of it.
Yeah, because only with Steam Deck will I be able to play it at odd hours in the evening.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Game. Let me see. I'll look it up right now.
I see that it's workable on the Steam Deck, but it's not like 100%. Like there's still features that you need to use a keyboard and mouse for.
Oh,
But it's fine. I mean, I also have a return policy on the game. I think like Steam Store, they have like a no questions asked period of time that you could return it.
how
So
many hours can you play on it before you return it?
I think it's like a week or 2 weeks or something. I don't remember. And there's hour limit too, but I don't remember
Oh, okay.
because I did return a game that I couldn't play. Like I tried playing Boneworks in VR and
Hmm.
it didn't run on my computer, so I had to return it. And they just like okay, sure. Like because I attempted to try it and it logged 2 hours, but most of the 2 hours was my computer trying to load the game, so I didn't actually play it.
Oh man, most
Yeah.
of 2 hours was still in a game. That's kind of ridiculous.
Because I would try to load it in and it would crash. Then I changed the settings, load it in again, crash. And then when it finally loaded, it was running at 5 frames per second. so I couldn't really play it. And then loading between the levels, it was also like really bad. So
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, let's move on to game time. And I don't know how to do this with Palworld. Hmm.
No. Let me see.
Man, so many people are like saying stop comparing it to Pokemon.
How do you not?
I don't know.
You,
I
you
mean,
throw a ball to capture it like Pokemon.
yeah, but the
It's a
main crux of it is not
yeah,
being
yeah.
like
They're just
not
using it
purely.
as a reference. That's it.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, I guess we could do like the Pokemon pals thing. Is it Pokemon? Is it a pal?
yeah, but it's like, how do I do that?
Okay, I have a list of pal names here and a list of Pokemon name here. I'm gonna say a
Okay,
name. All right, hold on.
okay, sure.
Oh god, there's so many Pokemons. 1 second, it's loading.
There's so many pals as well. Actually, how
No,
many
it's
pals are
just
there?
no. It's only enough for the first generation. Apparently, it's
Oh,
only 111 ish.
oh, huh. I thought it would be more. I guess not.
I mean, you could consider it like the first generation, like how Pokemon was 151,
Yeah,
right?
it actually makes me
Uh,
think that they put time into it versus AI generated. So
well, we don't know that.
they could AI generate the design and then do the actual like name and elements stuff like that manually.
Yeah. Okay. So this my internet's really slow for some reason. Okay. All right. I'll name a creature, and you tell me if it's Pokemon or if it's a pal.
Sure, let's do just five because I got to go soon.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. What is a lamb ball?
Ugh, that sounds like a pal.
It is a pal, right?
Okay,
Okay.
Lambo doesn't sound like a very friendly name.
It's actually the friendliest one. It's just like a ball.
Oh
That's
gosh.
a lamb. A lamb that looks like a ball.
Oh, the one
Uh,
holding machine guns.
yeah, that one. It's very cute until it holds a machine gun.
Yeah.
Um, all right. What about Aaron? Aaron. Is that Aaron?
Aron.
Yeah,
Oh god, it sounds like a Pokemon by saying it, but when you spell it out, it sounds like a pal. I'm gonna go with pal.
it's a Pokemon.
Oh gosh, which one is it?
It's number 304.
What does it look like?
It looks like I don't know how to describe it.
I'll look it up. Oh my
It's
gosh, it looks like a bone.
yeah, it's like a Cubone, but cute version, but it's on all fours instead.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about Baggin?
Pal?
It's a Pokemon.
Baggin? The heck is a
Bagon. It's like dragon, but then with a B instead. Bagon. It
that
looks
looks
like
like
a
a blue Yoshi.
oh yeah, with a helmet on his head.
No, it looks like a blue Yoshi with slick back hair.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my gosh.
What is a Swee? Swee.
Sweet. Sounds like a bird. I'm gonna guess pal again.
Okay, that one is a pal. That one
Okay,
is
let
a
me
pal.
see what it
Yeah,
looks like. Sweet. Oh, that's not a bird at all.
it's a
it looks
water type, right? Ice type.
it looks like a ball of fur.
Uh,
How is it
okay.
ice type?
I don't know.
It's like a ball of fur with cat ears. Oh, actually, you know what? You know what? It also looks like a ghost from Pac-Man,
Oh, that one. Oh,
right?
yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
it's a more like
It's
mushy octopus squirming around. Oh god.
okay. I have the last one for you.
Okay.
Mammoris.
Memorous. Oh my gosh.
M A
I
M
feel
M
like
O R E S T.
I feel like it's a play on mammoth, and I feel like Pokemon would have a better, clever name for it than that. So I'm gonna say pal.
Yes, it's a pal.
Okay. Mamorous. Let me see. Let me see what that looks like. Mamorous. Uh and this is a pal. I don't see it. How do you spell it?
Oh,
Oh, is that
it,
the green
it
one?
it's the oh man, why is my internet so slow?
Yeah, it's the big green one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I first saw that, I thought it looked like there's that one Pokemon that looks like an aardvark, but not,
Mhm.
but smaller. I think he was yellow and electric type. You know what I'm talking about? Is Drowsy? Is it Drowsy? Let me see.
No, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. There's
Well,
another one
actually,
too.
yeah, I was thinking it looked like a Drowsy with like camouflage under leaves.
I think it's called Mamoswine or something.
What? There's a Pokemon based on a mammoth? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, Mamoswine. It looks more like
Right?
a warthog. Oh, swine, because swine is
Yeah, it's
pig.
swine.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like a mammoth, like a woolly mammoth.
You see though, because Pokemon would be a more clever thing, Mamoswine, right?
Yeah,
Where
yeah, yeah.
Mamoresh just seems like um,
Uh,
it's
half.
whatever.
It's like half the effort.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, let's call it mammal something.
yeah. But man, the Mamoresh totally looks like a Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, the design is very similar.
Yeah. There was that one oh man. What's the one that looks like Gyarados?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's it called.
Let me find it. There was one that I saw on the trailer. It looked just like Gyarados. Here it is. What's this one called? Jormuntide? Jormuntide. Here, let me give you a link for it. So sorry listeners, but look up Jormuntide. It looks totally like a Gyarados, but slightly more dragony. See that?
Oh yeah. I know what you. Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck, pal? Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it, right?
That's it. Unless you want more, but I think you're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our thoughts on Palworld without having played Palworld, but having friends who played Palworld. So yeah. All right. No time for time travel. Signing off. Hurdy, War Speed. See ya.
Bye.
I loved Power Glove.
Come with me if you want to live.
I loved Power Glove.
No time for time travel.